If you are looking for exciting high school football action, then you've tuned to the right channel. Fox Valley Television welcomes you live from Campbell Field for Week 3 of the early 2019 Illinois high school season. The undefeated Yorkville Foxes host the Plainfield Central Wildcats, who are in search of their first victory. The Wildcats have had some trouble scoring this season, only posting 10 points so far. They are looking to bounce back and put a notch in the win column on the road tonight. A Wildcat win would be a great stepping stone to start climbing the ladder in the Southwest Prairie eastern side of the conference. Central coach Joe Pereiro will have his crew motivated for tonight. Foxes are hoping third time's a charm and to take their win streak to 3 games. They're trying to keep pace with last season's 4-0 hot start. Offense has been high octane for the Foxes so far, as they've averaged 42.5 points per game. And the defensive side of the ball has been solid as well. The D threw a shutout in the home opener and only allowed 10 points last game. I'm sure Coach Dan McGuire is looking for the same. My name is Jim Nowak, and I will be calling the action tonight. Teams are lined up. The Wildcats won the toss and have elected to defer to the second half, so they will kick off, and the Yorkville Foxes will receive. And we are ready for football action as Tanner Raines kicks off. Ball is received at the 10, goes up to the 15, to the 20, to the 25, to the 30, where he's met by some white-shirted Wildcat defenders.
To the Yorkville 30-yard line, number 1, Bruce Pendleton.
And the returner will be down at the 30-yard line. Looks like that was number 1, Bruce Pendleton, with the tackle. And the Foxes will start 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line. Number 8, Josh Beetham, leads the Foxes onto the field out of the shotgun set. Fullback in motion, linebacker shift, pitches to the right. Running back gets 2, maybe 3 yards. And that was Torian Harris with his first carry of the evening for minimal yardage. See where that's spotted? It actually looks like it's a loss of a yard. It'll be 2nd and 11 for the Foxes at their own 29-yard line. Wildcats come out, 4 linemen, 3 linebackers, basic 4-3, 2 wide receivers at both sides. Beetham looks quickly to his right, and he finds, it's like number 2 to Ferguson, actually number 3, Cole Ferguson, for a short gain. Looks like that'll be marked at the 33, so a 4-yard gain for Cole Ferguson. First completion for Beetham tonight. So now 3rd and manageable after the run that was set for a loss of a yard. And in comes Brandon McGrath, and another running back as well to spell Torian Harris. It looks like that is number 20. Actually, it is Torian Harris who came in. It's like Trey Thomas was in the play before. Torian Harris splits out, empty backfield for Beetham. He looks to his right. He's going long. It looks like it's the Harris. He overshoots Harris as there was relatively solid coverage by number 15, Todd Payne, who will be playing wide receiver and defensive back, 2-way player for the Wildcats. And that'll bring up 4th down in a quick 3 and out for the Yorkville Foxes. Surprisingly, with the offense that scored, has been averaging 42.5 points a game so far. In to kick for the Yorkville Foxes is number 80, Cole Reby. And back, looks like there will be 2 Wildcats back to receive. That's one is number 10, Nathan Summerfield. We'll get the other Wildcat back there. Looks like that's number 3, Gavin Smith. It looks like he'll let the ball roll and go past him, and it gets a very fortuitous roll for the Foxes. Looks like that'll be down at the 10-yard line, so the Foxes will play the field position game before the Plainfield Central Wildcats come out for their first possession. The Wildcats are led by number 5, James Buck at quarterback, as well as number 2, Kyle Gockman, who will be the running back in the backfield, as it looks like Buck will go under center. Ball is handed off to Gockman. He runs up the middle where he's met by a pack of Foxes and gets minimal gain, a yard or 2. Tough run for Gockman, minimal gain.
Number 25, Kyle Gotten, the ball carrier.
It's actually spotted as a 1-yard gain, so 2nd and 9. Check that 2nd and 8 from the 12-yard line. Wildcats go 1 wide receiver to the right, 2 to the left. Foxes line up in a 4-3. Pretty tight on the coverage. Ball's handed off up the middle of the fullback. He's met by the Fox defensive line, and he really goes nowhere. Maybe minimal gain, a yard at most. We'll see where that is marked.
Number 50, Kendall Nella, credited with the stop for Yorkville.
Looks like that was number 2, Kyle Gockman once again.
3rd and 9.
And Kendall Nellum, number 50 for the Foxes, was in the tackle to make it 3rd and long for the Wildcats. Foxes may drop back to a nickel defense on this. It looks like they do have, they're going man-to-man still. And Buck goes out of the shotgun. Ball snapped, he fades back. Looks like there's a flag in the field. He goes deep to his right. It looks like it's underthrown and picked off by number 2, Henry Dopart. So let's see what the flag is and see if that will change the outcome of the play. Let's see what the official has on the first penalty of the evening. Looks like it was false start on the Wildcats, so I'm not a genius, but I'm thinking that the Foxes are going to defer to that penalty and actually take the ball, as they will have it on the plus side of the field on that interception. That was number 2, Harry Dopart, with the interception. So the Foxes off to their second start on the Wildcat side of the field from the 44. It'll be 1st and 10. Advantageous field position. Let's see if they can capitalize on that. 2 wide receivers to the left, 2 to the right, 1 running back in the backfield. Beathen out of the gun. Ball snapped. He's looking downfield. Goes his left and over the shoulder. The catch. It will go all the way for a touchdown. Number 25, Cale Reeder, jumped over his defender, was able to pull the ball in, and then scamper down the other 15 yards for a touchdown. And the Foxes defense turns into offense, and quickly it is 6-0 Foxes. Another touchdown pass for Josh Beathen, and a touchdown for the Foxes gives them a quick 6-0 lead. That's a 44-yard touchdown pass for Beathen. And that was number 25, Cale Reeder, for the touchdown. The extra point by number 80. Cole Reeby is good, and the Foxes take a quick 7-0 lead. So the Wildcats will get the ball for the second time as the Foxes run out onto the field, the special teams. Looks like that'll be number 80, Cole Reeby, who has this excessively strong leg and has kicked many touchbacks this season. We may see a lot of the same tonight. Wildcats come out. 8:46 in the game. Quick score by the Foxes after a quick 3 and out. Looks like back for the Wildcats is number 10, Nathan Sommerfeld, and number 3, Gavin Smith. Reeby lines up. Fox faithful loud and rowdy already with this quick 7-0 lead. Reeby goes to approach, but will not get the kick away, as the west wind, which is starting to die down, actually blew the ball over and knocked it off the tee. So we'll have a reset and a re-kick. No kick actually the first time, we'll re-kick now. Reeby lines up the kick and boots it solidly. It looks like Gavin Smith back about the goal line, and that'll be taken back for a touchback. Not too much of a surprise there, as Cole Reeby, strong leg once again, shows up with another touchback.
Wildcat ball, first and 10.
Wildcats will have their second possession of the night, down 7. James Buck will lead out the troops, and they'll start out at their 20-yard line. Buck will go out of the shotgun, one running back to his right, one behind him. Ball's handed off up the middle. He doesn't call his own number. And nowhere goes the running back on that play as number 2, Kyle Gockman, once again gets a handoff and is met by 4 to 5 redshirted Foxes, where he will have a loss of 1, turning it to 2nd and 11 from the 19 for the Wildcats. Foxes line up in their 4-3 defense. Corners or backs play off a little bit. Ball's handed off to the right, and Gockman is dropped in the backfield yet again. Great pursuit and great defense by number 21, Declan Gardner, who went right through the line relatively untouched to drop Gockman for a loss. Looks like that was a loss of 3 yards. It'll be 3rd and long for the Wildcats.
3rd and 14.
We'll see what they draw up here, as the Yorkville defense has applied a lot of pressure so far. Buck out of the shotgun, looks to his left, rolls and throws deep. It looks like he's going to just slightly overshoot the intended receiver, number 20, Logan Palmer. Good coverage there, as there were 2 Fox defensive backs in the vicinity taking care of business, and they'll bring up 4th and 14 for the Wildcats, as it looks like they will be punting from their own 16-yard line.
When they announce it, we always scream for
So the Fox offense strikes quickly, and the defense holds pat, gets a 3 and out after the interception on the first set of downs for the Plainfield Central Wildcats. And the Wildcats will be forced to punt.
Number 25, Tanner Raines to kick.
Looks like that's number 25, Tanner Raines, back to kick, as the Foxes have 2 receivers back there. This one looks like it'll be fair catches, wave 4, and caught by number 25, Cale Reeder. Also, Dorian Thomas was back there. The Foxes will start out relatively midfield again. It looks like it'll be about the 48-yard line of the Foxes, where they will have their 3rd possession of the evening. 7 minutes and 12 seconds left in the first quarter. Wind is dying down. Was breezy this afternoon, but it looks like the west wind has died down, as it's supposed to die down as the evening goes. Should not affect passes or deep passes or field goal kicking. Ball's snapped to Beetham, and the throw is right on the hands, but dropped incomplete for number 3, Cole Ferguson.
Coverage by Pendleton.
Decent coverage by Bruce Pendleton on the Wildcats. Looks like Ferguson just couldn't hold on. It'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Your shirt is very short.
It's like number 82, Chase DeVito, will go out, and number 23, Torian Harris, comes in, and looks like he lines up as the wide receiver next to Cole Ferguson on the left. He goes in motion. Ball is handed off to him. He goes to his right, looking for blockers, gets a couple extra steps, and keeps running to his right, and he's going to run out of room, but it looks like he will get some yardage before he's pushed out of bounds.
Forced out of bounds by number 4, Ryan Kruger.
A pretty solid pickup, it looks like, of about 4, maybe 5 yards. We'll see where the ball is spotted. It's spotted at the 48-yard line of the Wildcats. It's a 5-yard gain. It'll be 3rd and 5. As Harris comes out, it looks like that was maybe Thomas coming in. Trey Thomas. Third and 5 for the Foxes. Ball snap. Beethan looking to his left. Dumps it off to number 3, Cole Ferguson, who's scrapping and may have gotten enough to the first down sticks. We're not sure. We'll see that where that's marked. We may get a visit from the chain gang. We'll see if that's going to be enough for a first down, or it looks like it is short.
Brings up 4th down.
Looks like it's 4th and 1. Decision time for Dan McGuire. On the plus side of the field, I would suspect that the Foxes will go for it, as that offense has been relatively potent all season. We will see what they'll dial up here, as it looks like it's 4th and less than a yard. They're extremely close. Wouldn't be surprised to see a quarterback sneak, seeing Josh Beathan is well over 6 feet if he falls forward. That should get enough for the couple inches that they need for the first down, as he goes out from under center now as opposed to under the shotgun. Wildcats creep up. Beathan hands the ball off. It looks like it goes up the middle. And it looks like there might be just enough yards, possibly maybe just a yard. Well, that was number 33, Trey Thomas. We'll see if he has enough for the first down. Wildcats are signaling like it's not enough for the first down. We'll see if it looks like they're going to take an official's timeout and measure. 5:56 in the first quarter so far. Fox is up 7-0. Josh Beathan threw a 44-yard pass to Cale Reeder after a Plainfield Central Wildcat turnover. Looked like that was number 2, Henry Dopart, with the interception. And we'll see where the spot is and where it is marked. From a distance, it looks like it might be a first down, and the officials are signaling it's a first down. And the Yorkville fans help chime in on that with the first down. Fresh set of downs for the Foxes. 1st and 10 at the Wildcat 42. That could be a big turning point right there. That could have stopped the drive. We will see if they can capitalize with a second set of downs. Fullback Schumacher in motion. Beathan takes hands off up the middle. Looks like minimal gain there.
Thomas, the ball carrier.
It was Trey Thomas with the gain of a couple. Helmet comes off. He'll go to the sideline as a result. Number 23, Torian Harris, comes in as a result of that. Short gain for Thomas. 2nd and 8 Foxes. It's like one wide receiver to the left, 2 to Beathan's right. Torian Harris to Beathan's right as well. Fake handoff, play action. Beathan goes across the middle and hits number 25, Cale Reeder. And he is tackled as he gets down to the 5-yard line, maybe inside the 10. That'll be another Fox first down. A big chunk of yardage for Josh Beathan on that crossing pattern. Right across the middle. Cale Reeder quick on the fake. Wide open, not wide open, but open enough to be able to pull in a 30-yard gain. Bring up 1st and goal from the 9. Looks like
Pass complete to
pass is complete to 23, Torian Harris. And he hits pay dirt, but it looks like that's going to be an offensive penalty on the Foxes. It looks like it was false start, so that may have been the reason why they got the little head start to be able to get into the end zone, but that's going to move them back. Looks like that'll be 1st and 14 now, or 1st and goal from the 14. False start was the call.
On the Wildcat 14-yard line, 1st and goal, Yorkville.
4:44 left in the first quarter. Foxes driving yet again, up quickly 7-0. Torian Harris to Beathan's right. Looks like Beathan will direct some traffic as he moves Cole Ferguson to the left side. He keeps 2 Foxes on the right. Wildcats look like they're going to blitz as they creep up. Will Schumacher shifts over to the right side of the field. Ball's handed off up the middle to Torian Harris, who almost sheds a tackler, number 20, Logan Palmeter. Short gain. Moves the Foxes up about 4 yards. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 10-yard line.
2nd and goal from the 10.
first time actually in the red zone for the Foxes this evening. Out of the shotgun. Beethan drops back, looking to pass. Dumps a pass off to Torian Harris, who will squeak into the end zone on the left side. That is a touchdown. 10-yard touchdown pass for Josh Beethan, his second of the evening. That'll put the Foxes up on top by 2 scores at 13-0 with an extra point pending. Harris just kind of squeaked out onto the left side of the field, beat his coverage, and was able to squeak into the end zone. Reeby for the extra point. Snap is true. Kick is up. And it looks like it is right through. Extra point. Another 7 for the Foxes. And quickly, the Foxes strike yet again to take the lead 14-0. 2 touchdown passes for Beethan already. And the Wildcats will have their 3rd possession in the evening and see if they can answer the first 2 scores from the Foxes. Yorkville lines up. Reeby will be kicking from the 40-yard line. Looks like the same guys back as before for the Wildcats. Number 10, Nathan Summerfield, as well as number 2, Kyle Gockman. Actually, I take it back. It's number 3, Gavin Smith, back for the Wildcats. Fox crowd very enthusiastic after 2 quick scores. Reeby with the kick. Puts a good leg into this one as well, and it will take Gavin Smith back to the end zone. Another touchback, his second of the evening. And the Foxes will come out, the Wildcats will come out for their 3rd possession of the evening from their own 20-yard line. So far, the Wildcat offense has not been running on all cylinders, as they had a 3-and-out and then an interception after a play or 2 on their first drive. So they're hoping they can get some traction here as they line up 2 wide receivers to the right and 1 in motion. That's number 7, Dylan Cody in motion. Buck lines back, lines up, throws deep and overshoots his intended receiver, number 15, Todd Payne, who had a couple steps on the Fox cornerback, but the throw was just a little long. Going for the long ball and the knockout punch, where the Wildcats just could not connect on that play. I think that was Henry Dopart on the coverage. So the Foxes line up, the Wildcats line up 2nd and 10 from the 20-yard line. Buck is under center. Ball snap, pitched out to the left. That's Gockman. Looks like he will get 2, maybe 3 yards, not a lot there, as the Fox defense laterally moved to their right. That just made him run out of space. Gain of 3 will bring up 3rd and 7, so another 3rd and long for the Wildcats. With 3 minutes left in the first quarter, down 2 scores. We'll see what play they can come up with here. 1 wide receiver to the right, 1 to the left. Buck under center. Fades back to pass, getting pressured, and he will go down as there was big pressure from the Foxes. It's like that was number 55, Jacob Race.
Number 24, Holloway.
It looks like number 24, Jake Holloway,
Loss on the play brings up 4th down.
brought the heat, and that'll bring up 4th and 15, and another 3-and-out for the Wildcats, and they will have to punt. Yorkville establishing the line of scrimmage. The Wildcats not able to capitalize at all on offense so far. Number 25, Tanner Raines, back to kick. Snaps true. Raines kicks a high but short kick. We'll see where that bounces. And it bounces out of bounds. It's a short kick. Looks like about the 35-yard line. We'll see where the
Yorkville's offense takes over
referee
first
spot
and
that. It
10.
looks like it might be the 36-yard line of the Wildcats, so not a solid punt. Looks like that was about a punt of maybe 17 yards. And that'll give very favorable position for the Foxes as they come out on offense yet again. Beathen out of the shotgun. Thomas to his left. Fake handoff. Beathen across the middle yet again. And that's a completion. It looks like that's to number 3, Cole Ferguson. Wrangled down, but not enough before that's another Fox first down, 11-yard gain for the Foxes. Another completion by Beathen. He seems to be very comfortable in that pocket tonight without much pressure, able to look and find his targets at will so far this evening. Claps his hands, looking for the ball. Thomas to his right. They fake the handoff. Nope, they keep the handoff to Thomas, and he goes to his right. Wildcats are not fooled there, as it's a gain of 2 or 3 yards. Looks like that was number 1, Bruce Pendleton, with the stop. That'll bring up 2nd and 8 as the Foxes are knocking on the red zone door yet again in this first quarter. Needless to say, they're also already up 14-0. As Beathen gets the play, Cole Ferguson comes in as well. And as we're under a minute, we'll see what play the Foxes have up their sleeve here. Looks like that's Thomas to Beathen's left. 2 wide receivers to the left as well, 1 to the right. Beathen gets the snap. He's looking to his left, trying to get Cole Ferguson, who just was a little overthrown. Looks like Cole Ferguson may have lost his footing as well. And that is incomplete, and we'll stop the clock, bringing up 3rd down and long with 39 seconds left in the first quarter. Looks like Beathen was a little far on the pass, and Cole Ferguson lost his footing, so you combine those two and it comes up with an incomplete pass, bringing up 3rd and 8.
3rd and 8.
Looks like the Wildcats pinch in a little bit. Beathen goes for a quick pass to his right. Looks like close to the first down
Pass complete to Ferguson.
will be number 3, Cole Ferguson. Does not look like it'll be enough for the first down.
Completion to number 6, McGarrahan.
Oh, it's actually McGarrahan who caught that. It looked like it wasn't number 3. It looks like it might have been number 6, McGarrahan, who gets the completion. And with 15 seconds left, I think the Foxes are going to hold up before the end of the quarter and may not snap the ball, as they do line up for a field goal. Some of the coaches are waving. I think they're going to wait for the quarter to end, and that's how it will end. It'll be 4th and 5 for the Foxes after a very fortuitous quarter for the Foxes in the first half. 14-0, the Foxes lead Plainfield Central Wildcats after 1. We'll be right back. Back for second quarter action. Cole Reeby lines up for the kick. Cole Ferguson places the ball down. Looks like that'll be up, and it will be good. The kick is good. Another 3 for the Foxes. That makes it 17-0. That's a 37-yard field goal for Cole Reby. And that tacks on another score for the Foxes. They go out to a 17-0 lead. Very similar to what they did the first game where they were up 17-0 at half. Home cooking, really working for the Foxes so far. 6 seconds into the second quarter, Foxes up 17-0. The Yorkville faithful enjoying the band playing the fight song yet again this evening. And the Wildcats will come out and see if they can jumpstart their offense, as they've been stymied so far by the Yorkville defensive line as well as by the coverage of the backfield. Back to receive the kick, number 10, Nathan Summerfield, and number 3, Gavin Smith. Cole Reby, who just kicked a 37-yard field goal to make it 17-0, will be kicking off from the Foxes 40 once the whistle sounds. Lines up, toe to ball. Ball is deep, and that will go out of the back of the end zone. Another touchback for Cole Reby. The Wildcats will take over at their 20-yard line. We will see if they will, what type of adjustments they've made after the first quarter being shut out. And at home for the Foxes so far this season, that's 5 straight quarters with not allowing any points. We'll see what they can do this quarter. So that's number 5, James Buck, under center. Fake handoff. He rolls out to his right. Fox defender slips and falls, but the pass is incomplete to number 7, Dylan Cody, which will bring up 2nd and 10.
Number 7, Dylan Cody.
Plainfield Central offense just not able to move the ball as well as they'd like so far. Hoping that they'll get a spark and get the offense moving. Looks like Buck will go out of the shotgun, calls a receiver to cross. That's Logan Palmer. Ball's handed off. It looks like there'll be no gain, as the Fox defensive line was not fooled and was just waiting for the rusher. That was James Buck, who called his own number. Minimal gain, if anything. That'll bring up 3rd and long for the Wildcats. Looks like in the backfield is Kyle Gockman, as James Buck will go under center. Foxes look like they're going to blitz. Fake handoff. Screen pass set up by Buck as the pressure was there. Pass falls incomplete. Should bring up 4th and long, but Buck was hit as he threw. And let's see, is there a flag on the field? It does not look like. I didn't know if they were going to call roughing the passer. It looked like they were not late. There was not roughing the passer. That's not the case. That'll bring out number 25, Tanner Raines, for the Wildcats.
Tanner Raines on to kick for the Wildcats.
As it looks like Dorian Harris and number 25, Cale Reeder, are back for the punt. Raines gives a high kick. Looks like it might be going out of bounds. Bounces and stopped quickly by one of the Wildcats before it takes a bounce in for the Fox benefit there. So it looks like it'll be at about the 45-yard line where the Foxes will take over after another 3 and out by Plainfield Central. Foxes will take over on the 46-yard line of the Plainfield Central Wildcats. Out of the shotgun, ball snap, handed off up the middle. Looks like a flag is down. Looks like it'll be about a 5-yard gain, but we'll see if that's nullified or if that is not.
Penalty marker on the play.
Looks like that was number 35, Dougie Burson, with the carry. We'll see what it is, holding against Yorkville, so that'll nullify the run. And that will back up the Foxes to their side of the field, as holding is the call. Let's see, will I'll spot that. Looks like that was from the spot of the foul, so it looks like that's about an 11-yard penalty, as that'll bring up 1st and 21 from the 44 on the Yorkville side of the 50. 10.5 left in the first half. 17-0 Foxes. 2 wide receivers to the right. Wildcats look like they're going to blitz. Ball's handed off by Beethan up the middle. Running back gets to the second level. That is number 35, Dougie Burson. Looks like he picks up about 6 yards on that run. Looks like it'll be second, and they mark that, check that, they gave him 7 yards on that. It'll be 2nd and 14 from midfield for the Foxes.
2nd and 14.
Great night for football. Wind picking up a little bit again. We'll see how that'll affect anything this evening. Ball snap. Beethan looking to his left heel. He decides to call his own number and run, and gets back to the line of scrimmage and won't really have much more than that, as the pocket collapsed, as the Wildcats had good pressure on 2nd and long. Beethan without much room to run. Got a yard out of it. It looks like it'll be moved to about the 49.5-yard line, where it'll be 3rd and 13 for Yorkville. We'll see if the Wildcats can hold them on defense here, get the ball back, and be able to start some momentum on the offensive side of the ball. 3rd and 14. Torian Harris to Beethan's left. Wildcats look like they're going to blitz again. They send people. The pass across to the right side. Guy Josh Beethan is caught by number 3, Cole Ferguson, with that same slant pattern for a big chunk of yards. Looks like that was about 22-yard pickup. That is another Yorkville first down, so 3rd and long. Beethan and company make the call, able to gain a big chunk of yardage. Another first down for the Foxes, and they are back in business, knocking on the door of the red zone once again. That's a 22-yard pickup. That'll be 1st and 10 at the Wildcat 27-yard line. Ball snapped, handoff up the middle. Looks like Dougie Burson's going to get a yard, maybe 2, maybe just back to the line of scrimmage. We'll see where his momentum is marked. As the pile clears, he may just be back to the line of scrimmage. There was not a lot of running room there, as the Wildcat
No forward progress.
middle was quite stout on that play.
2nd and 10.
Nose tackle was in right there and gave very little room to move. 2nd and 10. Fox is going at their own pace with up a 3-score lead. Lots of shifting around by the Wildcats as they line up. Running back in motion. Beethan goes to his right, and he will hit number 25, Cale Reeder, on the slant right down the middle. 27-yard touchdown pass by Beethan to Reeder. And the Foxes go up with their 3rd touchdown this evening. It's the 3rd touchdown pass for Josh Beethan tonight. Fox is up 23-0, as the Wildcats have no answer for the Fox offense right now. Ferguson gets a low snap and has to run. He turns to his right and tries to outrun defenders. Ball is thrown, and it's knocked down by 2 Wildcat defenders. So that is a kind of a rough snap, incomplete pass. 2-point conversion did not work. Obviously, the extra point did not work. So 6 points there for the Foxes. That puts 9 points for the quarter so far. Foxes up 23-0. So Fox is in control at Campbell Field. 7:43 left in the half. the Wildcats will come out for their 5th possession of the first half, hoping to get any type of offense to get them rolling, whether it's through the air or on the ground, to get some momentum. But it appears the Foxes have other thoughts there. Cole Reeby to kick from the Yorkville 40. Whistle, and the kick is up. Low kick this time. Looks like it will be received by number 3, Gavin Smith, who takes us to the 20 to the 25. He runs to his right. He cuts back and he gets a little extra yardage, and it looks like he will end up about the 40-yard line. We'll see when all the dust settles where he's ended up and where that ball is spotted. Very solid run back. Looks like that was about a 30 to 35-yard return. Maybe that is the spark that'll give the Wildcats some momentum in this game, as it's been all one-sided so far. 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. Wildcats' best field position of the night. We'll see what they do. Buck throws a quick pass off the left hand of number 7, Dylan Cody, who couldn't hold on to that pass. It was a little bit too hot. We'll bring up 2nd and 10. Looks like checking in is number 11, Chris Leto. We'll see if he will be playing quarterback. As he is the backup quarterback, it looks like he might be under center. So the backup quarterback is in. We'll see what he can do. That's Chris Leto. Leto fakes the handoff and he's looking. He's got time in the pocket. He scrambles to his right. He's running out of room. Tries to dump off a pass. Looks like if it was complete, it's for minimal gain. We'll see if that's incomplete or complete.
The pass falls incomplete.
It did fall incomplete, and that'll bring up 3rd and 10 for the Wildcats. We're not sure if Leto's come in for Buck due to the score, due to injury, or what it will be. I would figure we may see him back. But at the moment, number 11, the backup quarterback, Chris Leto, is now in a quarterback for the Wildcats. Out of the shotgun, looks to his right. There's a flag on the field. Looks like it's dumped off to number 2. Kyle Gockman is pushed out of bounds. He does not have enough yardage for the first down. We'll see what the penalty marker is too, if that'll have any effect. Looks like it's not good news for the Wildcats. If that's a false start on the Wildcats. We'll see if that's accepted or declined, possibly bringing up 4th down. See where the ball is marked as well. That may be a deciding factor.
Penalty is legal motion against.
Oh, it's a legal motion. It's not false start. It'll be declined, and that'll bring up 4th down for the Wildcats. It's like that's 4th and long. So number 25, Tanner Raines, should be coming out to punt.
Well, fans, we have had a mobile phone turned in. It was in the ladies' washroom. If you
Fox defense holds up again. Looks like number 25, Cale Reeder, will be back for the kick. Raines gets the ball, punts to his right, gets a solid kick this time, brings Reeder back, way back. Looks like it'll be about his 10-yard line where Reeder's going to let that fall. And it looks like it rolls and it ends up at the Yorkville 7-yard line. So the offense could not move for the Wildcats, but a solid punt from the 38-yard line. That's close to a 50-yard punt. We'll have the Foxes at their own 7-yard line, 1st and 10. Looks like number 6, Brendan Granahan, comes in as number 25, Cale Reeder, goes out, who was just on the punt coverage there, or actually on the special teams. 1st and 10, Foxes from their own 7. Ball's handed off up the middle. Looks like that is number 23, Torian Harris. Minimal gain.
Thomas, the ball carrier.
That was actually number 33, Trey Thomas, my mistake. So there'll be minimal gain.
Number 7, Dylan Cody, and 1
Run up,
Pendleton.
2nd down, looks like.
On the stop.
Pendleton and Cody with the tackle.
And 6.
Gain of 4. Be 2nd and 6. Beathen out of the shotgun as he has been most of the evening. Senior gets a snap, hands the ball off, and he is met by a Wildcat defender right there. Minimal gain, as that was nose tackle number 68, Cam Henderson, who was all over that play. But that was Trey Thomas for minimal gain there. Bring up 3rd and 6 as Torian Harris comes back in. Trey Thomas will step out on 3rd down. Looks like there's a penalty. Personal foul on the Foxes. I did not see where that personal foul occurred, but it is personal foul on the Foxes. They'll bring it back half the distance to the goal line. So instead of being at the 12-yard line, they'll mark them at the 6th. It'll tack on some yardage, so it looks like it'll be 3rd down. I would say 14 yards, I would assess. We'll see, actually it's 3rd and 12 officially, they mark it. 3rd and 12 from the Fox 12. We'll see if they can gain more than 12 to get another 1st down. Ball is snapped, Beathen pressured, dumps a screen pass off. It looks like there'll be extra yardage going here by Torian Harris, as he might have enough to get to the 1st down. He's low center of gravity, snuck him through the 2nd level, and may just get enough for the 1st down as they will move the sticks. Great play right there, right down the middle. They let the pressure come in. Torian Harris got to the 2nd level, little dump pass by Beathen. Gained 14 yards, actually. Looks like it's 1st and 10 at the 23-yard line as the Fox offense continues to move down the field this evening.
And you can come get yours if you haven't got it yet.
5:20 left in the half. Fox is up 23-0. Ball is snapped. Handed off to Thomas, who goes to his left. Scrapping for a couple of yards, won't get much, and it looks like there is a penalty marker on the field after a short gain, if that.
There is a penalty marker on the field.
Looks like it'll be on Yorkville. Let's see what the call officially is. It's holding on the Foxes, so that will bring them back. We'll see where that's officially marked. It's a 10-yard penalty. We'll see where the spot of the foul occurred and how far back they will be moved.
Holding, Yorkville. 10-yard penalty remaining.
Referees move that back 10 yards. It'll be, since there was no gain, it'll be 1st and 20 from the 13-yard line. It's about 5 minutes left in the half. Fox is hoping that they can get into the red zone or in field position for one more score before half. So far in control in the 1st half, up 23-0. Beathen out of the shotgun, looks like Dougie Burson to his right. Ball is bobbled by Beathen. He falls right on it. He could not keep hold of the ball, and that will be a loss.
Loss of yards, no change of possession.
No change of possession, but Wildcats very good on the pressure up the middle. That'll bring up 2nd and even longer now for the Foxes, 2nd and 28. And it'll be from their own 5-yard line as they are moving the ball backwards with penalties and some unfortunate incidents. We'll see what they can do. They've been able to punch back with a big play so far every time tonight. Let's see if they can do the same here. Looks like that's Thomas to Beathen's right. Delayed handoff. Cuts up the middle and gets some extra yardage. Breaks the tackle and will get some decent chunks of yardage on that run. Out to past about the 20-yard line, maybe to the 20-yard line. That's Trey Thomas. We'll see where that's marked. We'll bring up probably still 3rd and long, as he didn't even get back to the line of scrimmage. With the line of scrimmage, or with the 1st down marker being, looks like the 33-yard line, I would say. So it's 3rd and 17. Wildcats drop back. Cole Ferguson open. He goes for a long pass as he was uncovered at first. Wildcats not ready. Number 7, Dylan Cody, right there That's Brendan McGanahan, was incomplete on the pass. Beethan saw that he was open and uncovered. Good coverage to come back by Dylan Cody, number 7. Incomplete pass in midfield. And with 4th and 17, the Foxes will punt for the first time with 3:20 left in the half. It's like there are 2 Wildcats back for the kick. It's Cole Reeby with the punt. Fair catch called for at the 44-yard line and caught by number 10, Nathan Summerfield.
Wildcats take over, 1st and 10.
Wildcats will take over 1st and 10 with their, which would appear to be their last offensive set of the first half. Down 4 scores right now. They need to try to get at least into field goal range and try to put up any points before they go into half. That would be very beneficial for the Wildcats. Looks like number 11, Chris Leto, is back under center. Hands off to number 2, Gockman, who goes nowhere and is hit hard as he may have been pushed out of bounds as well.
Number 2, Kyle Gockman, the ball carrier, brought down.
Fox is all over that. Looks like that was Gardner
in the secondary
with the tackle. And it looks like it's illegal hands to the face
is against the Wildcats.
Against the Wildcats, and that'll nullify any gain on that run and move the Wildcats further back with 3 minutes left in the half. Not the way they're hoping to move this evening. Let's see how that's marked as the referees walk that one off. It's a 10-yard penalty, so the Wildcats will have it 1st and 20 from their own 34-yard line. If they have any plays that they're very confident for some big yards, this is the time to bring it out. 3 minutes left in the first half. Leto under center. Drops back, being pressured by the Foxes. Tries to dump a pass off to Gockman to his right. Just a little bit out of reach.
Number 2, Gockman, the intended receiver.
As 2 Foxes were pressuring him right there. Solid pressure there. Made Leto have to dump the ball off and not be able to set his feet. Errant pass brings up 2nd and 21 for the Wildcats. Two wide receivers to the left, 1 to the right, 1 in motion. That's number 7, Dylan Cody. Ball's faked to him. It looks like it's a screen bubble pass to Cody. Little low. Let's see if that was even catchable. He might have. That was incomplete. It did hit ground. Didn't know if he was going to be able to pull it off the ground and just passed a little low as he was pressured yet again. That brings up 3rd and long for the Wildcats as the offense just cannot click. For the Wildcats this evening. Leto out of the shotgun this time. Fades back, he's got time. Throws a pass deep to his left. It looks like he's just gonna overshoot his intended receiver. But there is a flag on the field.
We do have a penalty marker on the
as
field.
number 7, Dylan Cody, was the intended target down the left side of the field. Came up incomplete. Looks like number 2, Henry Dopart, was there on the coverage, as well as number 1 defensive back Derek Butts as well was in the picture. The referees powwow about the 40-yard line or so for the Foxes. 30-yard line. They're going to wave that flag off. Incidental flag throw. So that'll bring up 4th and long for the Wildcats, and they will be back to punt once again with 2.5 minutes left in the first half. Back to receive the kick is number 23, Torian Harris, and number 25, Kale Reeder. Raines waits for the snap. Solid snap. Raines gets a solid kick off. Looks like it'll be caught by Kale Reeder. Now he has second thoughts as it's tipped and gobbled up by number 10, Nathan Summerfield. Looks like that'll be on the Fox 32-yard line, 33-yard. Depends on where it's spotted officially.
We'd like to recognize Dr. Bob Paras from Castle Orthopedics and Sports Medicine for 20 years of service as our team physician. Dr. Paras has been in with
2 minutes and 20 seconds left in the first half. Foxes would love to score one more before half and take a commanding lead, either 26 or 31 to nothing, or 30 to nothing. Ball is snapped as fullback is in motion. Passes to the tight end where it is dropped by Chase DeVito, the intended receiver. Beethan threw it a little behind him. DeVito got his hands on the ball, just could not pull it into the body, bringing up second down. Fox offense has been in control the whole first half. Seeing if they can capitalize one more time before the end of the first half. Two wide receivers to the right, one to the left. Beethan out of the gun. Does a dump pass off to Torian Harris, who has some blockers. Tries to cut back, gets to the second level, and just keeps scrapping for a couple extra yards as he was being dragged down. I think that'll be about a 5-yard gain. Should bring up third and short either way for the Foxes. 2 minutes left in the half.
Fans, don't forget the halftime spectacular coming up. Your marching Foxes, your varsity dance team all taking the field.
It's like number 82, Chase DeVito, back on the field. And he lines up wide right. Ball snap. Beethan looking that way, dumps off a quick pass. Looks like it'll just be enough for a first down to that same number 82, Chase DeVito, that I just mentioned. That'll be enough to move the sticks. It looks like it's a 7-yard gain, and that'll be a first down as the Foxes continue to move the ball in the first half with less than a minute and a half to go. They may have to step this up. After they move the chains, the clock will start yet again. From their own 43-yard line, ball is snapped. Beethan looks downfield, looking to his left. Pass is caught and stepped out of bounds. Very nice catch. We'll see who it was on that catch. Looks like that was number 25, Kale Reeder.
You have an injured Fox.
And there is a Fox down on the field.
Timeout.
There'll be an official timeout. We will see who that is on the field. Looks like it's a lineman. Trainers and coach go out. They roll him over on his back. Try to get a number and see who's down on the field. It's been all Foxes here in the first half so far, as they are up 23-0 with 1 minute and 11 left. So trainers are out. All the players are rehydrating, take a knee. Hopefully everything is all right, and we will see how this is going. Trainers are out there, coaches are out there. It's always tough to see when you watch high school football. You don't want anyone injured. Looks like even the Prairie Central trainer came out to help out as well. Show good sportsmanship, and it looks like they're bringing out the cart. So hopefully this is injury that's nothing too serious. But again, one of the Yorkville Fox linemen is down. We'll provide any updates we get as we go. Very quiet here at Campbell Field right now as there's concern for the injury, as it's been quite loud all evening. The raucous crowd cheering lots of Yorkville scores so far, as the offense has been dominating in this first half. Trainer pulls up, and it looks like they actually have the linemen sitting up, which is a positive sign right there. They're all going to help him up. It looks like that's maybe number 65, if I'm seeing that correct. That's Kendron Smith. Great round of applause as Kendron Smith, looks like he's limping, so maybe a leg injury. And we don't wish injury on anyone, but we sure if it's a leg injury and he could put a little pressure on it, that's not as bad as anything else we could have seen. So that's a positive sign right there. But it looks like Smith will be driven off the field on a cart. We may get an update in the second half, but his first half is obviously done. Looks like the trainers will move back.
I want to thank you to the trainers on both
I expect the
sides of field for
trainers
helping out
as
our
well as
injured
their
player.
fans to give a big hand for Kendron Smith. Foxes go over to make sure he's okay. Wish him all the best.
There was a penalty on the play as well.
There was a
against
penalty
Yorkville.
on Yorkville as well on that play. It was holding. So it looks like it'll be 1st and 28 for the Foxes with about a minute left from their own 25-yard line as we're back to live action. Ball snap. Beatham with the delayed handoff. Torian Harris going nowhere as the Wildcats were not fooled on that. Minimal gain for Torian Harris
Brought down by number 4,
on that play.
Kruger.
Second and about a mile still for the Foxes. We'll see if they're going to be using their timeouts or if they're going to just run out the clock for the first half, which is what I think they would do up after a solid first half for the Foxes offensively as well as defensively. But for sure offensively, 3 touchdown passes for Josh Beatham so far this evening. So we're under 30 seconds. Beatham will go under center. I expect a handoff here and not much else. Oh, they'll go down in first half formation as they'll just take a knee with about 12 seconds left in the first half. The Foxes dominating the first half offensively with 3 scores as well as a field goal. They lead at half 23-0. We'll be back for second half action from Campbell Field after this.
As while our marching Foxes get set up, an announcement for next
Welcome back to Fox Valley Television, second half football, Illinois high school football action. All Yorkville in the first half as they will kick off. Plainfield Central did win the toss, the coin toss, and decided to defer for the second half. So the Yorkville Foxes will kick off, leading 23-0 in the first half. All Foxes in the first half. 3 touchdown passes by Josh Beethan, 2 to Cale Reeder, 1 to Torian Harris. And the Yorkville faithful are ready for second half football action. Ball is kicked. Looks like that's number 3, Gavin Smith, who had it and bounced it off his hands. It looks like it'll spin into the end zone and be called a touchback. Break there for the Wildcats, as that could have been trouble. Deep inside the 5-yard line. Fox is questioning the referee to see, was that ball inbounds or inside the 5-yard line and touch? Would it be still a touchback? But as long as it goes across that line, referee is clarifying that it's a touchback either way. 1st and 10 for the Wildcats, their first possession of the second half. We'll see what adjustments have been made from the first half where they were shut out. Under center, the ball is snapped. Lato goes back. He's being chased and pressured. He's not brought down and stepped out of bounds. Hit hard by one of the Foxes very late as the pass falls incomplete. Big hit by number 50, Kendall Nellum. We'll see if that's going to be called roughing the passer, and that's what it is. He was out of bounds. It was very close call, discretionary by the referee, but enough to want to make sure everyone's protected in this case. Looks like that'll be a 15-yard penalty in a good spot as the referee reconfirms roughing the passer. 1st and 10 for the Wildcats at now their 35-yard line. So that penalty brings a big chunky yards back to the Wildcats as number 11, Chris Lato, will go back under center. 2 wide receivers to the right, 1 running back in the backfield. Fake handoff, play action. Lato throws to great defense. It looked like it was going to be caught by number 20, Logan Palmer. But great defense by the Foxes. It looked like that was number 22, Zach Konecki, with the touchdown saving hand, enough to get a couple of fingertips on it and redirect the ball. Saved what could potentially have been the first score for the Wildcats tonight. And now it just turns into an incomplete pass and 2nd and 10. Lato under center. Ball's handed off to number 2, Gockman, as he goes for a couple of yards, keeps those legs churning, but not much there in the middle of the Fox defense.
Kyle Gockman, the ball carrier.
Bring up 3rd and long for the Wildcats. Wildcat Road fans on the other side of the stadium jumping up and down, cheering their offense on, hoping to get them motivated, hoping to get a fresh set of downs here, the first down. We'll see what the Wildcats have in the playbook on 3rd and long. Ball snap. Lato fades back, looks to his right, throws incomplete to number 20, a little behind Logan Palmer, as the Foxes were right there looking for an interception. Jake Holloway there on the coverage. They'll bring up 4th and long, and the Wildcats will have to punt.
4th down for the Wildcats.
As it's another 3 and out for the Wildcats.
And officials timeout.
4th and 8. They'll be punting. It's an official's timeout. We'll see.
10, 3, 10-4, 10-42.
Oh, they're resetting the clock is what they're doing. We're wondering what that was. We saw some signals coming from one of the coaches. I think that was Coach McGuire, signaling to reset the clock to 10:43. Looks like number 25, Tanner Raines, will be back for the kick. Looks like number 25, Cale Reeder, is back for Yorkville to receive the punt. Low snap. Looks like it might be a fake. Nope. Kick is up and on the way. Reader lets it go. And it looks like it'll hit a Wildcat. I think that might have been number 10, Nathan Summerfield. We've called his name a whole bunch this evening. Looks like it'll be downed down by the Wildcats, which is unfortunate because that ball may have rolled a lot further. 1st and 10 for the Foxes at their own 30-yard line as they take their first possession of the second half. Foxes up 23-0 so far and looking to score more the second half. Out of the shotgun, ball's handed off to Torian Harris. He breaks up the middle for just a couple.
23, Torian Harris, the ball carrier for
It's like number 11, Chris Lato, quarterback. Or maybe that was number 10, Nathan Summerfield. On the tackle. Also looks like maybe number 1, Bruce Pendleton was in there as well. 2nd and 7. 2 wide receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Fullback to Beethan's left. Another handoff to Torian Harris up the middle. He gets to, looks like the second level this time. Another gain. Maybe another 3 knocked down, bringing up 3rd and short for the Foxes. Ball will be marked at the 36-yard line. First down will keep their drive going, as they've not had too much trouble on the offensive side so far this evening. Torian Harris to Beethan's right, as well as 2 wide receivers. Beethan sets on the cross. Good coverage there as the ball is knocked away. Ferguson was the intended receiver. Looks like that might have been number 4, Ryan Kruger on the coverage. Cole Reeby on for his second punt of the evening.
Number 3, Gavin Smith. Number 10, Nathan Summerfield.
And number 3, Gavin Smith, and number 10, Nathan Summerfield. Special teams specialist back for the punt, as the Wildcats will get their second possession of the second half. Reeby with a solid kick. Goes to the right side of the field. Looks like it gets a very beneficial roll. We'll see where that's officially spotted.
24-yard line.
Looks like that might be spotted inside the 25-yard line. We'll see where that's marked. The Wildcats will take over 1st and 10. It's actually the 24-yard line is where it's officially marked. 1st and 10 for the Wildcats. Early here in the second half, 3rd quarter. Fox's linebacker shift. Ball's handed off up the middle. Going nowhere quickly on that run. Looks like that was the fullback, number 46, Luke Johnson. Came in for a couple of yards at most.
Gain of a yard. 2nd and 9.
2nd and 9 for the Wildcats. Quick thank you to Coach Dominic Sturr, who I met earlier before the game, who helped me out with the lineup. Great appreciation there. Very helpful. 2nd and 9 for the Wildcats. They tried to jumpstart that offense once again. Looks like that's James Buck that's maybe in now at quarterback. Intended target was number 20, Logan Palmer. It was incomplete on the pass.
Number 20, Logan Palmer. Coverage by number 2, Henry Dopart.
We will confirm which quarterback is in at the moment. Number 5, James Buck, was in for a while, but was replaced by Chris Lato. Early in the second quarter, looks like Lato will come back in and should be under center for this snap. I actually checked that. He will be out of the shotgun as they stack 2 to the right, 1 to the left, 1 running back to his right. Lato fades back, goes to air it out, overshoots his intended receiver, again, number 20, Logan Palmer. 2 Foxes on the coverage. It looks like that was number 24, Jake Holloway. Maybe 25, Cale Reeder as well, as that'll bring up 4th and long, and the Wildcats will have to punt.
4th down for the Wildcats.
Wildcats having no luck getting any offensive momentum in the first half as well as their first 2 possessions of the second half. Tanner Raines to kick. Ball snap, he runs. And gets a high kick about midfield. So it may take a bounce and a decent roll for the Wildcats as it hits midfield and rolls all the way to the 33-yard line of Yorkville. So about a 12-yard roll bonus for the Wildcats. The Foxes will start at their own 33-yard line with this next possession. Two Fox wide receivers to the left, one to the right. It's like Trey Thomas is in Beetham's left as running back. Beetham looking downfield to his right, double coverage there and overshoots his defender. That might have been a benefit to overshoot the defender on the double coverage. So it looks like that was Brady Mispagel was the intended target. Overshot as he was covered heavily by 2 Wildcat defensive backs. They'll bring up second down. Beethan slides Thomas from his right to his left. Beethan's looking for his intended target, Torian Harris, who just missed the catch. It looks like it was great defense by number 1, Bruce Pendleton, who got a hand in there at the perfect time just to knock the ball loose. Great defensive coverage there by Pendleton, as well as the Wildcats. Brings up 3rd and long for the Foxes. Relatively quiet second half so far, as in the first half we had lots of offense. More defensive minded in the second half, and the Wildcats need to hold here to see if they can get any type of momentum to get some offense going. Keep that defense off the field. Beetham looks for a crossing pattern and he gets his intended target, Cole Ferguson. The question is he far enough? We'll see where that ball is spotted, as he's very close to the first down marker.
From the official. Just about a yard short.
The forward progress is close, but he's less than a yard away, so it brings up 4th and short from the 42-yard line. We'll see what Coach Dan McGuire wants to do at relatively midfield in a solid 23-0 lead. Foxes have Schumacher fullback. They go with like a 3-back offense. Schumacher the fullback. Trey Thomas is in there. Ball's handoff at the middle. Broken through for a 4, maybe 5-yard gain. Really nice run by number 18, Ben Stemmet. Ben Stemmet, known to be from the defensive side of the ball, runs fullback style in this case. Bangs out about 5 yards, enough for a Yorkville Fox first down, and keeps the drive going. 1st and 10 at their own 47. Beetham hands off to Trey Thomas, who breaks through and gets to the second level. He's still churning his legs. It looks like he's going to run for a first down, a really solid run, which will get the crowd amped up, as that looks like that's about an 11-yard gain. And that looks like that will be another first down for the Foxes, as all of a sudden the offense that seemed a little stagnant at the beginning of this drive has popped up. That 5-yard fourth down conversion, and now in about an 11-yard gain has got the team rolling. 1st and 10 at the Wildcat 42. Handoff again to Thomas. He breaks and goes to his right. He's going to get some extra yards here as he's going down the sideline. Looks like he'll be pushed out as he runs for another long gain, a big chunk of yards. That'll be another first down for the Foxes.
33, Trey Thomas, the ball carrier. Number 1, Pendleton.
Looks like that's about a 14-yard gain. And the Foxes' offensive line is imposing their will on the Wildcat defensive line. 1st and 10 as the Foxes are in business at the 27-yard line of the Wildcats. Ball's handed off up the middle. It looks like there's a flag decent yardage for the fullback, number 41, Will Schumacher. Let's see what the flag on the field is. Foxes have the momentum right now. Looks like it might be holding, we could see. Well, we'll see where the ref, what they will call here. And that's exactly what I thought I saw as the refs were explaining to each other. That's holding on Yorkville. Hopefully not a drive stopper, but that will be a 10-yard walk-off. So it'll be 1st and long for the Foxes. If they can continue to move the ball as they started to the latter half of this possession, it should not be an issue. But 1st and 20 is quite the hole to dig out of, as they will start at the Wildcat 37 on this 1st and 20. About 6 minutes left in the third quarter, 23-0 Foxes. It's been all Foxes in the first half as well as the second. Ball's handed off, goes to his left. Looks like that is about 3, maybe 4 yards for number 35, Dougie Burson. Start to chop away at that 20-yard gain that they need. We'll bring up, looks like 2nd and 16, depending on where the ball is marked. Three running back set for the Foxes. Very successful on the 4th down. They go to the run, they hand it off to Thomas. He goes to his left, gets a couple yards, keeps scrapping, but runs out of field and is pushed out of bounds.
33, Trey Thomas, the ball carrier for Yorkville.
Looks like that was not much of a gain. We'll see where that's spotted. Maybe he got a yard or 2 out of that. Still will bring up 3rd and long for the Foxes. It looks like it'll be 3rd and 14. Based on the way the Foxes' offense has moved, I would not be surprised if they took a shot at the end zone here, as it's a long field goal, but I'm not sure if they're in field goal range from 48 yards out. Beathan does a quick pass to number 3, Cole Ferguson, who spins out of a tackle, but the defender stays in there and was able to bring him down. It's a great tackle by Nathan Summerfield, who had him at first. Ferguson spun off, and then he was able to grasp him again and bring him down. Great play, great defense. Brings up 4th and 14 from the 31-yard line. And I would suspect the Foxes will be punting. This looks like that is number 80, Cole Reeby, into punt. At midfield, you may wonder if they will try a fake here, but at 4th and 18, that's a long fake to try. So I wouldn't suspect that's the case. But offensively, everything's been going well for the Foxes. Wildcats still put 2 guys back. That's Smith and Summerfeld waiting the punt. Looks like the Foxes waited for a delay of game, maybe to give Cole Reeby another 5 yards to kick. Looks like that will be accepted and marked off. So now the ball will be snapped at the 40. Reeby will be kicking from his 45-yard line. Give him a little bit more space, so hopefully he can drop in. He has a big leg for place kicking. Let's see how he does on the punt. Ball is snapped. Kick is up as he's going for the right corner of the field. Let's see where it bounces out of bounds.
Reedy's kick.
Looks like that's inside the 20. It looks like there's a late penalty flag on the field, so let's see what that is. As we've seen a little bit more laundry on the field in this second half. Let's see what the call is here.
It is a block in the back.
Oh, it's a block in the back. And that looks like that's on the Wildcats, and that'll be assessed off the spot where the ball went out of bounds, which looks like that may have been the 20-yard line. It's blocking the back, so that'll put him at, if it was out at the 10, it's half the distance of the goal line. If I'm doing my math correctly, it looks like they will start off 1st and 10 at their own 5-yard line. So the Wildcats, 95 yards away from pay dirt, start out with their worst field position of the evening. The Fox defense amped up because they are closer. They line up in their 4-3, and I would think that they would play the linebackers slightly tighter than they have. Ball is handed off as they go up the middle. Looks like it's minimal gain, as the Foxes were expecting a run up the middle.
Wildcats
We'll see how much of a gain that was.
A few yards, maybe out to the 4-yard line.
That was first and 10 at the 3, so if they picked up a yard, maybe 2, it might be second and, it looks like it's 2nd and 9 from the 4-yard line. So they are in the shadow of their own goal post and need to work from there, as they actually start out on their own 3-yard line, not their own 5-yard line. Leto out of the shotgun, pressured, dumps off a pass that's complete. It looks like he'll get some extra yardage, as that was the fullback, number 46, Luke Johnson. Nice catch there and gain.
Knocked out of bounds, number 22, connecting. Gain of 4.
Gain of 4 on that screen pass to Johnson. He'll bring up 3rd and short for the Wildcats. See if they can get a first down, and if not, at least get some position for Reigns to be able to kick out of their own end zone if they need to kick on 4th down. But it looks like there will be the first timeout used by Plainfield Central tonight on this crucial 3rd down and 4 from the 8-yard line. So the first half, lots of scoring, 23-0, 3 touchdowns for the Foxes, field goal for the Foxes, nothing for Plainfield Central from the offensive side. 2 3 and out so far this second half. So the Fox defense has been all over the line of scrimmage and not budging much. So this 3rd down is critical for the Wildcats, and we'll see what they dial up. One other thing you might notice this evening, there is a yellow Y in the middle of the field. Tonight is a charity event for Cal's Angels. It's called the War Against Pediatric Cancer. It's Go for the Gold. Lots of fans as well as coaches have those yellow shirts on. Great fundraiser event as we're back to live action. 3rd and 4. Leto fades back, tries to dump a pass off and just overshoots his receiver, Logan Palmer, who has been a target most of this evening. That'll bring up 4th and short, and we will see what the Wildcats will go for on 4th and 4. Into punt is number 25, Tanner Raines. And back for the Foxes about midfield, number 25, Cale Reeder, and number 23, Dorian Thomas. Excuse me, Torian Harris. Ball's kicked, it's high. Reeder waits for a fair catch, drops the ball, catches it and drops the ball at the same time, but is able to hold on as there's a big gasp from the crowd, but he was able to land on it at the 36 where the Foxes will take over for a fresh set of downs.
We have an official's timeout. We do have an injured Wildcat.
Official timeout as there is an injured Wildcat along the Yorkville sideline right about the 41-yard line. Trainers come out from both sides to check.
Okay, as a reminder, next Friday's football game at Joliet West is
of what we've seen for the first half injury when Kendrick Smith went down. He was carted off. It looked like he had an air cast on his left ankle, so I'm not sure if that's a bad sign or if it's just protective. And so we'll double check on that. Looks like it was number 7, Dylan Cody, who got popped on the special teams play, but he is up and running off on his own recognizance, so that's a very good sign there, as we never want to see any players hurt here. With 2:45 left in the 3rd quarter, Foxes start out in an advantageous position at the 36-yard line of the Plainfield Central Wildcats.
Again, no tickets sold at the door at Joliet West next week.
Foxes will be taking on Joliet West next week at Joliet West. Ball snapped. Beethan fakes. Tries to throw a pass to number 3, Cole Ferguson, who's looking for the pass interference call. It looks like the pass was probably not catchable, but there is a flag on the field. It's not regarding the pass interference. It looks like it may have been roughing the quarterback. Is that what we saw? Waiting to see what the official called on that. It is roughing the passer. I didn't see Beethan get hit, but that flag did come as we were following the pass. Nonetheless, it's a 15-yard penalty. It'll put the Foxes on the front door of the red zone at the 21-yard line of the Wildcats. So equivalent to a decently big play for the Foxes as they are much closer now. Cut that distance in third. Wildcats pinch. And running back Trey Thomas breaks through
33, Trey Thomas, the ball carrier
for a big gain. Almost enough to, it looks like it is enough to move the sticks as he makes it to the 10-yard line, so it'll be first and goal from the 10. That's an 11-yard pickup for Trey Thomas, who's picked up lots of yards in chunks this evening. And the Foxes come back with 3 fullbacks, the triangle of fullbacks in the backfield. The Wildcats pinch, ball is handed off to Thomas again. He busts through for about 5 yards. We'll see where that's spotted.
33, Trey Thomas, the ball carrier.
As he runs to his right to gain a little yardage through the window that was open there.
Picks up a couple yards, ball spotted at the 5-yard line.
Looks like that was about a 5-yard gain. So it's second and goal Yorkville as they are going for the knockout punch here. Then that triumvirate of 3 running backs in the backfield for the Foxes. Wildcats pinch. Ball's handed off up the middle, bounced off, and off to his left is Tony Harris. And the ball's fumbled. And it looks like the Wildcats may have come up with this as number 9, Patrick Slowier was not slow by any way there as he was able to fall on the ball on the fumble. Injured Wildcat on the field, and in a crazy turn of events, the Foxes, who were knocking on the door, fumble and turn the ball over, and the Wildcats will take over at their own 4-yard line. We will see who the injured Wildcat is on the field. The north end of the field. Trainers are tending to him. Looks like Coach Pereiro's out there as well. Looks like the helmet is off. Maybe a defensive lineman. Trainer looks like he's checking the left shoulder of the player, so maybe that's where the injury could be. We'll see. Looks like he's sitting up, so that's a positive sign. And actually now he's getting up on by himself, which is always a good sign. Big round of applause. That's number 46, Luke Johnson, who plays fullback as well as defensive end. And it looks like he got the worst of that collision. But he is okay and walking off the field, which is always a great sign. So with that turnover, only the second turnover of the game, there was an interception in the first quarter for the Foxes. The Foxes turned the ball over, so even on the turnover game, at 1 apiece per team, the Wildcats will come out at their own 4-yard line. It looks like actually the 3-yard line where they started their previous drive. Let's see what they can do here. A minute 33 left in the third quarter. It's been all Foxes so far. Leto out of the shotgun. Hands the ball off, no, calls his own number. And looks like he's dropped with a solid tackle. Actually, that is number 5, James Buck, so he did come in for a play. Looks like Leto will come back in now. Buck fakes the handoff and runs for about 4 yards, as that'll move the ball out to the 7, 2nd and 6. And we'll see if Leto will be quarterback and maybe Buck will just play running back. We'll see how this all shakes out. So it looks like James Buck is back in at quarterback out of the shotgun. He fakes a handoff and he calls his own number. He goes up the middle and is met by a skulk of Foxes as he is dropped.
On the keeper.
Looks like that was a gain of 1, maybe 2 yards. That'll bring up 3rd and short. 3rd and 5.
Number 50, Kendall Nellam with the tackle for Yorkville.
Looks like that actually is no gain, so it'll be 3rd and 6 from the... Oh, take it back. It was a gain of 4. It'll be 3rd and 3 from the 10-yard line is now where they've spotted it. Buck under center with number 2, Kyle Gockman, in the backfield. Fox linebacker shift. Wildcats put a wide receiver in motion. They do a reverse, and it's number 20, Logan Palmer, who runs it back. We'll see, but there was a flag on the field.
The number 20, Logan Palmer, brought down
enough yardage for a first down.
There is a penalty marker on the field.
And we'll see what the penalty marker is.
Looks like that, Plainfield Central player.
Looks like that is holding on Plainfield Central. So that'll negate the first down. Looks like the Wildcats will have 3rd and long with about 7 seconds left in the half. We'll see where the official spot is, as there is another player down for the Wildcats. Which was number 20, Palmer, as he got hit pretty hard on that end around.
Palmer, the injured Wildcat.
But he is able to get up and walk off the field, which is always a positive sign.
Put the ball on the Wildcat 4-yard line.
With that penalty, it looks like they'll move them back half the distance to the goal line, so it'll be 3rd and 8 from their own 5-yard line. We will see what the Wildcats will call. And that actually will let the 3rd quarter run out, so we will not see that. You'll have to tune into the 4th quarter to see what will happen on 3rd and 8, as we'll be back for 4th quarter action on Fox Valley Television. This is Jim Nowak. Welcome back to 4th quarter action. So far it's been all Yorkville Foxes, but we will see as it's a crucial 3rd down for the Plainfield Central Wildcats to see if they can get some momentum, get a fresh set of downs, move it down the field, hit pay dirt, get back in this game. No score in the 3rd quarter, and Fox Valley Television welcomes you back. We will see what the Wildcats will call under the shadow, if there's such a shadow that this late at night, of their own goal line, 3rd and 8 as we start the 4th quarter. Ball's handed off up the middle, and the running back is dropped quickly from minimal gain. That was number 1, Bruce Pendleton.
Number 1, Bruce Pendleton, wrapped up by number 30, Christian Aquino.
Wrapped up quickly by number 30, Christian Aquino, linebacker for the Foxes. They'll bring up 4th down, and the Wildcats will be forced to punt yet again.
Brings up 4th down.
Sounds like there's an official timeout as number 1 Bruce Pendleton is sitting down on the field. He was tackled, so he might be injured. Trainers are coming out to check him to make sure he's okay. It looks like it maybe is just a cramp. Based on, looks like the trainer's pulling back the right leg, so I'm assuming that is a hamstring calf. You figure late in the 4th quarter, these guys have been playing all night. Hopefully they're staying hydrated. Lots of abuse to the body with the colliding and tackling, so maybe it's just a cramp. Hopefully that's all it is. Either way, it'll be 4th down for the Wildcats, and they will be punting. Foxes send 2 back. They send back number 3, Cole Ferguson, and number 23, Torian Harris, to receive the punt. Number 25, Tanner Raines, whose name we've called multiple times this evening, will be in to punt. I take that back. It's number 20, Logan Palmer, to kick. Ball is snapped. Kick is on the way, and it's a very solid kick. Brings Harris back to his 45-yard line where he gets it up to the 40. Collides with his own man, but bounces off, goes to the 35, to the 30. He turns the corner down the right field, down the right sideline, and he will go down the edge. He's down to the 10, and he's pulled down with a tackle, a touchdown-saving tackle by number 10, Nathan Sommerfeld. A great punt return by Torian Harris. Received at the 35 and bobbled. You thought he may have not been able to go anywhere, but he was able to run it back. Although there is a flag on the field which may be taking it back. I missed the penalty call. We'll see what the referees call, but that's going to negate a really great run back, very athletic run back down the right side of the field by Torian Harris. Ran into his own teammate, eluded other tacklers, and was down. Looks like it's personal foul on the Foxes, so they'll be assessed 15 yards from where they ended that play, as well as there is a Wildcat down on the field.
Down on the field right now. The officials
They said that was number 59, Quinn Kravitz.
32-yard line. Yorkville will start their drive from there.
Yorkville will start their drive at the Wildcat 32 after that crazy punt and crazy return as well. The good news is the Wildcat defender is sitting up, so that's a positive. It's number 59, Quinn Kravitz. Good round of applause from the fans here at Campbell Field. With a little under 11 minutes left in the game, Foxes take over on offense once again at the Wildcat 32-yard line. Foxes using a stable of 3 running backs. Looks like Ben Stemmett's in there at fullback. Will Schumacher's in there at fullback, and Torian Harris is at running back at the very back of the triangle of running backs. Ball's handed off up the middle, and he will go all the way. This is an easy one for Will Schumacher. He will take it 32 yards, relatively untouched till the end zone. Touchdown, Foxes. Makes it 29-0, and that might be the nail in the coffin as the Foxes take out a further lead. 32-yard run, again by number 41, Will Schumacher. Cole Ferguson lines up for the snap. Cole Reedy with the kick. Snap is true, kick is up, it's on the way. It's through, and it is now 30-0 Foxes. Will Schumacher runs down the right side of the field, relatively untouched, as the Foxes put another 7 on the board and are in control early in the fourth quarter, 30-0. Wildcats have not given up the fight. They're still playing hard. Just at a major disadvantage on the scoreboard at the moment. Lots of heart on these kids as they keep coming out and keep pressing. Number 2, Kyle Gockman's back, and number 10, Nathan Sommerfeld back as well.
Now in the Yorkville touchdown, Reeby set to kick off.
Cole Reeby set to kick off from the Yorkville 40. Whistle sounds and the kick is up. Looks like that's going to go take him back to the end zone for a touchback. Another touchback for Cole Reeby. That was number 3, Gavin Smith, actually, with the catch in the end zone. Wildcats start 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line early in the fourth quarter. Fox's offense averaging 42.5 points a game, so 30 tonight, so they're getting closer to that average. And the defense has been quite stout. They have not let up a point at home so far this year and only 10 on the road so far. So very solid defense as well. It's like number 5, James Buck, is back at quarterback and under center. He fakes the pitch and throws to his right. Looks like that's number 46, Luke Johnson. Oh no, it's number 48, Matt Arsenal.
Number 24, Holloway.
Quick gain of a couple yards, tackle by number 24, Jake Holloway. Looks like a gain of 2 will make it 2nd and 8 from the 22-yard line. It's like in for the Foxes, Matt Santoro comes in. Cale Reeder comes off the field. Santoro will cover wide receiver Kyle Gockman. Ball handed off up the middle. Running back goes to his right for a couple yards. Not much to gain for number 23, DeAndre Ponce. It'll bring up 3rd and short. Christian Aquino, number 30, on the stop for the Foxes. 3rd and short, make it 3rd and 2 from the 28-yard line for the Wildcats. An important 3rd down here to get some momentum for the Wildcats. Foxes pinch up. And it looks like the quarterback calls his own number, and it looks like number 5, James Buck, may have enough for the first down. Depends on where that's spotted. It looks like he will have enough for a first down. Ball spotted at the 30-yard line. A fresh set of downs for the Wildcats. See what they dial up here. Offense is coming a premium for the Wildcats tonight. Buck fades back. Looking for his tight end. It's incomplete and bobble around. Looks like it's picked off, and that will be number tip drill, if you will. Number 2, Henry Dopart gets the fortuitous bounce, and it goes right to his hands. As that's 2nd pickoff for Buck tonight. And 2nd pickoff as well for number 2, Henry Dopart. And that'll give the Foxes the ball at the Wildcat. Looks like maybe the 30-yard line will spot it, maybe the 40-yard line. We'll see where it officially is spotted in a moment. Looks like there was a penalty. It was late hit maybe. Personal foul on the Wildcats, so that'll march off another 15 yards.
A personal foul penalty against the Wildcats.
And instead of the Foxes having it at the 40-yard line of the Wildcats, now they'll have it at the 24-yard line of the Wildcats, right on the cusp of the red zone. Dougie Burson now in for running back. Wildcats creep up. Schumacher goes in motion. Ball's handed off to Dougie Burson. He goes to his left and bounces off a tackler. He goes to the next level. It looks like he has more than enough yards for the first down.
Cuts up field. Brought down near the 7, possibly 8
Looks like
yard
he's
line.
spotted down about the 8-yard line. That'll be a 16-yard gain for Dougie Burson. Fox is in the red zone once again. Looks like it'll be first and goal from the 8. Marking maybe the 7-yard line, it looks like. First and goal from the 7-yard line. They're knocking on the door yet again. Ball's handoff up the middle. Running back cuts back. And there is another flag on the field. We've seen a lot of those in the second half. Flag is on the play. Like that was about a 4-yard gain.
Indications they move against Yorkville.
Looks like that is a hold against Yorkville, so they will be moved back. Moved back 10 yards, so it looks like they'll, I'm doing my math correctly, they'll be moved back to about the 16-yard line. It'll be first and goal from the 16. Fox is still in the red zone. Eight minutes left in the game. Fox is in control, 30-0. Wide receiver lines up relatively unguarded always. Now they send the defensive back out there. Handoff up the middle to the right. That was running back Burson again. So he will gain about 6 yards, get himself close to the 10-yard line. It'll be second and goal. Out of the shotgun. Ball snap, handed off to Burson, who cuts to his right, trying to turn the corner and get into the end zone. He will fall into the end zone for a touchdown. 11-yard scamper for Dougie Burson. That'll put the Foxes up 36-0. With a little over 7 minutes left in the game. Foxes will line up for the extra point.
Rebound for the point after 7-3 for Ferguson Holder. Ted Larson, go on snapper.
Cole Reeby looking to add on the extra point. Snap is a little low, handled well by Ferguson, kicked right down the middle by Reeby. Extra point is good. They'll make it 2 straight touchdowns for the Foxes on their last 2 possessions, making it 37-0, putting up 14 points in the fourth quarter. Foxes hoping with this big lead they can move to 3-0 in the very difficult Southwest Prairie West side of the conference, where almost every team with the exception of one is undefeated going into tonight's action. 5 teams are 2-0, 1 team is 0-2. The east side of the Southwestern Prairie Conference, not as difficult as 2 teams are 1-1 and 4 teams are 0-2 going into tonight's action. But moving to 3-0 before Yorkville gets into what looks like the more difficult part of the schedule is paramount. So this 37-0 lead at the moment with 7 minutes left. Very positive for the Foxes. Reeby with another kickoff. He boots this one long. It's about the 10-yard line. It's handled by Smith, who goes to his right. It looks like he's wrangled down by a Fox defender about the 22-yard line. We'll see where that's spotted. Looks like that was tackled by number 32, Cam Caldwell with the tackle. Almost got Smith too. Smith almost eluded him, but a nice arm tackle and takedown by Caldwell. And actually the Wildcats start out at their 20-yard line where it's marked. James Buck comes out under center. Foxes drop back, ball's handed off, and to his right, or to his left goes number 22, Richard Todd.
Number 23.
Oh, check that. That's number 23, DeAndre Ponce, the ball carrier.
Grimaldi with the stop for Yorkville.
Jake Grimaldi with the tackle. Looks like that'll be just a couple yard gain. I think that'll be 2nd and 8. That's Cade Grimaldi with the tackle. 2nd and 8 as we're about the 6.5 mark left in the game. Handoff up the middle to Ponce. Really nowhere to go, as the Foxes have been able to fill the box with 6, 7, 8 defensive players this evening, as the passing attack for the Wildcats have not been there. 2-yard gain brings up 3rd and 6 for the Wildcats. Big credit to the Fox defensive line, as they've held pat all evening and have clogged up many running lanes for the Wildcats, and they've not been able to muster much offense all evening. 3rd and 6. Ponce to the left of Buck, the quarterback, out of the shotgun. Ball snap. Buck looks back, looking to his right, scrambles to his right, dumps a light pass off to his, looks like it might have been the tight end, number 48, Matt Arsenal, but that was, pass came up quite short. Be 4th and 6 from the 24-yard line for the Wildcats. Back to the return the punt. Looks like it's number 1, Derek Butts, back for Yorkville. Looks like there might be an official timeout or a timeout. Timeout by the Wildcats. That's their 2nd timeout of the half. That leaves them with 1. Yorkville has not called a timeout all evening. They will have all 3. 5.5 minutes left in the game. We'll see what Coach Pereiro decides for his Wildcats. Fox's special team discussing just making sure that they have the correct number of players in the field, make sure someone's back, all the basics. We'll see what Coach Pereiro has told the Wildcats in case there's anything else that they can do this evening. Looks like it's number 25, Tanner Raines, back for the kick. Ball snap. Kick is high and short. Hits about midfield and takes a Yorkville roll as it goes back, barely past the first down line for the Foxes, or for the Wildcats. It'll be the 38-yard line as the Foxes will take over once again. First and 10 for the Foxes. It looks like Mike DeFrancisco is now in at quarterback, spelling Josh Beethan for the night. Out of the shotgun. We'll see how that is. Ball's handed off up the middle. Running back gets a yard or 2.
26, Jake Mullins, the ball carrier for Yorkville.
Looks like that's small gain right there.
Gain of 3, 2nd and 7.
About a gain of 3, 2nd and 7 for the Foxes. Foxes line up in the shotgun. Clock running 2nd and 7. Fox is in no rush. Ball snapped and it's in the backfield. Looks like there will be a loss here as the snap was dropped by DeFrancisco. It looks like number 26, Jacob Owens, was able to land on it and save the Foxes from a turnover, but a loss of yards makes it 3rd and 17 for the Foxes. 3rd and long as they've brought some reserves in to get some experience. We'll see what DeFrancisco and the team will do on 3rd and long as we're under 4 minutes. It's like Jacob Owens in the backfield and other substitutes have come in for the Foxes. Out of the shotgun, DeFrancisco throws the ball high. It was almost picked off right in the hands of number 12, Josh Salerno, and he dropped it. He's going to regret that one. Nice try, good effort, just could not hold on to it. 4th down for the Foxes. Cole Reeby will come out to punt as it's 3 and out for the Foxes. Back to receive is number 3, Gavin Smith, as well as number 10, Nathan Sommerfeld. Ball's kicked. Looks like it's going to roll out of bounds, or it'll be downed, I take it. Looks like it'll be downed by number 32, Cam Caldwell, about the 14-yard line of the Wildcats. High kick by Reeby. Looked like it's going to roll out of bounds, and it just stopped about a foot from the sideline. The Foxes were able to down it right there. So at 3:25 left in the game, Wildcats come out. Their 7th possession of the second half. See what they can muster up on this drive. Buck hands off up the middle. Looks like there's not much yardage to run for Ponce as he gets to the line of scrimmage, maybe eked out a yard.
Ponce, the ball carrier.
It's 2nd and 10, it looks like.
George Alba on the sound for Yorkville.
Buck hustles in to get the call before it's delay of game. As he goes under center. Ball is snapped, handed off to Ponce, who was hit hard quickly by the Foxes. Looks like that was number 40, Hayden Brown. Quick off the line and right to the runner, Ponce, who gained about 1 yard. 3rd and long for the Wildcats, as unfortunately they've been in this all evening. Wildcats have brought in some backup players to get some experience. Always good to get a little bit of experience on the field at any time. Can't beat game time action. Looks like there may have been a false start there. Pass goes right to number 18, who can't hold on to it, Jalen Turley. Cade Grimaldi on the coverage. And that's incomplete. That'll bring up 4th down, 4th and 9 from the 16.
Tickets cannot be purchased at the door. Check social media and the Yorkville Athletic website for details. You can go to gofan.co and search for Joliet West. for your tickets.
Wildcats will be punting. Fourth and 9. Fox punt returner lined up at his own 45-yard line awaiting the kick. Snap is there. Kick is high. It's a solid kick. Looks like it's going to take a roll for the Wildcats. Going to put it on the 39-yard line. Looks like that was Henry Dopart who was back for the kick.
40-yard line.
Did not get a chance to return it as there were 3 Wildcats downfield.
We'll see you back here, of course, in 2 weeks for that Fox's homecoming celebration. As we host
Foxes will be back at home in 2 weeks for homecoming. Look forward to you tuning into Fox Television for that as well.
Many thanks to our Plainfield Central conference friends for driving out tonight.
About 90 seconds
Safe
left.
travels back home.
Foxes will come out at their own 40-yard line with what appears to be their last possession of the evening. Up 37-0. DeFrancisco out of the shotgun. He gets a snap, pitches over to Owens, who goes to his right. Eludes 3 tacklers and spins. Gets about a yard, maybe 2. Solid run. Nice spin to elude a couple of tacklers.
Possibly a yard.
It'll bring up 2nd and 9.
2nd and 9. And of course, thank you to our officials and training staff tonight, keeping the game in order and keeping our players healthy on the field.
And again, the yellow Y in midfield, as well as the Yorkville Foxes wearing yellow socks, as well as many of the staff, coaching staff that is, wearing the yellow shirts. That is the Go for the Gold Cancer fundraiser tonight, the war against pediatric cancer. It's Cal's Angels. So thanks to all those who have donated as well, been involved with that. Great cause. Ball snap, low snap. They'll just down it. And that may do it right there, as we're 30 seconds away. And it appears they're going to run the clock out on both sides as the Foxes go down in victory formation. They will throw their second shutout of the season and win 37-0 over Plainfield Central Wildcats. The Yorkville offense dominated, as well as the Yorkville defensive line. Great effort on both sides of the ball. Yorkville Foxes go to 3-0, tied for first place with whoever else won this evening. We don't know just yet. Nonetheless, a 3-0 start is almost as good as last year's 4-0 start. We'll see if they can follow that same path as they started out last year against Joliet next week. Thanks to our camera crew, Victor and Joey, as well as our executive producer, Mike. I am Jim Nowak. Have a great weekend. Thanks for tuning in to Fox Valley Television for Illinois high school football action. Good night, everybody.